Here's my most controversial idea of the day. We know that China is sending fentanyl to the cartels, and the cartels are packaging it up in drugs that look like other kinds of drugs, such as fake Xanax, shipping it to the United States, and 50 to 70,000 Americans per year are dying from this. We believe that China is pursuing this, total war idea, where it is completely intentional and they could obviously stop it, because we've actually told them the name of the person in China who's sending the fentanyl. We know the name. It's this guy. China, of course, can find that guy, right? So there's no question about those two facts. We've told them who it is, who's the fentanyl kingpin in China. China knows where he is. They could stop him. Does anybody doubt that they could stop that guy? No, of course not. So we have to assume it's intentional and that they are killing 50 to 70,000 Americans per year intentionally as a plan. Now that's war, isn't it? But given the nature of all the obstacles and variables in the world, we can't just sort of attack China militarily. We just do this weird thing where we demand that they stop and then they just don't, because they don't have to. Apparently there's no penalty. So to me it seems that Mexico and the cartels are a combined allied military force in a war with the United States. Now we can't attack China because they have nukes and stuff, but we can certainly attack their ally who holds territory. And their allies hold the border territory. If you didn't know this, the cartels actually are the government on the border. Literally, they're the government. The actual government wouldn't even be, they would be too afraid to even go there because they would kill the actual government. They're just not allowed. So for all practical purposes, Mexico is not even on our border. We don't have a Mexican border, but I'd like one. Let's see if we can get one. So the way to get a Mexican border for the first time is to get rid of this small, let's say, unlabeled country owned by the cartels. Different cartels, but they have different parts of it, right? And I think that we should at least consider annexing that territory that Mexico doesn't control. Now, you would say to yourself, whoa, 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 you've gone way too far. The government of Mexico is never going to allow you to annex part of that territory. To which I say, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be great if Mexico surged their government military into that area to protect it from the United States annexing it? That'd be fine. Then we don't have to annex it. Because if the Mexican military tried to defend it, they would move their military into that zone, and that's all we wanted in the first place. We want Mexico to be on our border. So if Mexico wants to be on our border, we'll help. But of course, the real Mexican government is afraid of the cartel, as they should be, so they can't really do that. So what would they do if we just annexed it, just took it, and said, we're not taking it from Mexico. Mexico doesn't own it. And here's the best part. If Mexico wants it back, they can have it. Just ask. All you have to do is control it. Just move your military in, control the border. We'll give it right back to you. You can have it back. But if you don't want to do that, it's not Mexico and it's not the United States, it's China. And I don't want a border with China. And right now we have one. They happen to be the cartel working with China, but for all practical purposes, we just got ourselves a border with China. And they are invading and attacking over the border. So I would treat it like a Chinese military exercise. And when Mexico complains, you say, oh, I hear you what you're saying, but it's not really about us. This isn't about the United States and Mexico. We don't have any complaints with Mexico at all, not the Mexican government. We have a complaint with China, who is working with this cartel, these cartels who own this territory. This has nothing to do with you. But if you would like it to be about you, we would like that too. You could join us. But until then, it's war with China, and we'll just treat it that way. In the comments, somebody says this idea is so crazy it could work. Let me tell you about so crazy it could work. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The idea is not so much that you would actually annex it, but you would change the frame. You would reframe the situation from an immigration problem, a drug problem, a crime problem, because that's not getting us anywhere, is it? The way we currently frame and think about the border is giving us nothing but worse problems. If you reframe how you think about it, that opens up options. You don't necessarily know where that ends up. It could end up with Mexico just defending their own border better. That'd be fine. But the reframe just gets you out of the broken and bankrupt way of thinking. The bankrupt way of thinking is that we have a crime, immigration problem at the border. That's just not what's going on. What's going on is that China is attacking the United States right now, successfully. And we're not defending against an attack by China. Mexico, you're just not part of the question. I wish you were. Honestly, I wish you were part of the question. But you're not. The cartels are.